I'm Barry Funkhauser, and this is the Barry Funkhauser Show. Here's what's going down. Well, a World War II era map has sparked a treasure hunt in a Dutch village. Arte Moreno ends his exploratory process to sell the Angels franchise. And a small portion of the Pacific Ocean is turning pink. As always, I'm here with my co-host and general know-it-all current events guy, Joe. Hi, Joe. It's Thursday. Joe, are you ready for the weekend, Joe?
I am, if I had slept better. You know what? I had Eminem nightmares last night.
You did not.
Because I did. I totally did. You scarred me. I feel shook.
I think I need to render a correction. Because I think I said Rashida Jones was the Eminem spokesperson when I meant it was
Maya Rudolph.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I corrected that now.
And in your head, are they the same person?
Yes.
They are not the same person. You know who Rashida Jones' father is, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I would hope so. I would hope so, man. Soul Bossa Nova.
But I think
that's the theme song. What?
But I think Maya Rudolph has like a celebrity parent also. It could be.
Oh, I'm sure they're all nepo babies. It doesn't matter, right?
Ooh, yes.
Oh, are we not supposed to talk about nepo babies? Is that not a thing?
Tom Hanks doesn't like the idea altogether. He goes, it doesn't matter where you came from. Everybody's on the same playing field.
Oh, please. Not everybody's on the same playing field. My gosh. That's just that is a naive thing to say, Mr. Hanks. And I like you. But come on, someone who has a famous acting parent and millions of dollars in the bank can give their kid a leg up if they want to get into the industry. And like if it was me against Colin Hanks, Tom Hanks' son, and we were both starting out, and we both had never gotten an acting gig before, and we are both equally talented actors. You as a producer, who are you picking?
The better one.
No, there is no better one. Everything is equal. Who are you picking? What is the only differentiating factor? It's the name recognition.
Well, I'm a different producer. I wouldn't. I would watch them perform, and then I would pick Colin.
Yes, and you've been so successful as a producer in Hollywood, Barry.
Well, I would watch you both perform, and then I would pick Colin. What's the problem?
Well, then I would pick Colin. Thanks, man. Thanks for the love. I appreciate it.
Well, he's going to get the eyeballs, isn't he? He's the son of the big one.
No, that is the point. Every producers are looking for any little advantage that's going to give their movie some publicity and some legs to stand on. So, yes, I think that it is a naive thing to say that nepotism has no place in Hollywood because it's just rampant. And we just let's just admit it, some nepo babies are awesome. Some probably should not have been in acting. You know who comes to mind, like right off the bat for me as far as nepo babies? It's not even a recent one. Tori Spelling.
Oh, okay.
She was not a good actress. She's a nice person. She was not a good actress on 90210. The only reason she got that role is because of her dad. Only reason.
I was going to say,
and we all know that.
Or just tuned out of our show.
Whoa. Drew Barrymore. Yeah. One, yes, nepo baby. Two, started acting really young and is honestly a really good actress. She is not on the level of a Tori Spelling. Come on.
Two different sides.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. It's true. But, let's just have the nepo baby thing. I don't know. It's just been in the news. I just wanted to mention it because I was reading stories before our show about it.
Did you look at the Oscars announcement early this week? I think.
I just saw some headlines about it. But anywhere, anything, anywhere, all the time. Is that
something like that? All at once, all the time. That's the one that's going to win everything. I have not seen.
Oh, man, short round's in it.
Yeah, dude.
Short round from Indy. I mean, he's making his acting comeback 30 years after the fact.
30-year gap, dude. Can you imagine what's going on in his world? He had to go back to reality, and everyone yelling at him, Indy, for 25 years, and now he's like,
you know what? He loves it. He loves it. His name is Kwei Hugh Kwan. I think that's how you pronounce it. I might be wrong. I'm not great at pronouncing Asian names. Hopefully that's not racist. I'm just being honest.
I think you're right there.
He loves Indiana Jones. Loves it. Loves the fact that people still like recognize him from Indiana Jones. What's that?
He's probably still getting checks in the mail this whole time.
I'm sure he is.
Like,
yeah.
All everywhere. It's Indiana Jones is playing probably at any minute and any time somewhere.
You know, there has now been talk because he's made a comeback and he has shown his acting chops and people actually know and recognize him still. There is talk like in the background of maybe like an Indiana Jones spinoff of Short Round. That would be his fun character. Yeah. I think it would be fun. I mean, people, when it came out, people really trashed Temple of Doom. One, people don't realize that it's a prequel to Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. That it came first chronologically. And two, it was a good, honestly, it holds up. It was a decent story. The comedy is good.
Left field, man. The Indiana Jones legacy continues with Short Round. That's amazing. Who would have thought that?
I know. Well, all reviews for the fifth movie that they've completed have not been good.
Please don't tell me.
Well, I'm hoping that it's better than Crystal Skull, but we're gonna have to see. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm hopeful, but Phoebe Waller-Bridges. Man, I can't. Why do people have three names all the time? Phoebe. Oh, I was right. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She's going to take over for the Indy franchise, apparently. So she's the co-star in Indy 5.
Anything that continues. That's a good story. That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping for all the best. I just need to get some sleep, and I gotta stop having Maya Rudolph M&M dreams.
Stop eating M&Ms at night, man. That's your problem.
Can't help it. They're so good.
Yes. All right. News today. A hand-drawn map with a red letter X showing the location of a buried stash of precious jewelry looted by Nazis from a blown-up bank vault has sparked a modern-day treasure hunt in a tiny Dutch village more than 3/4 of a century later. Listen.
Well, nothing quite sparks the imagination, does it, than a real-life treasure map. This is what has been released by the National Archives, and it's alleged to show the exact spot where a Nazi soldier buried loot taken during the Second World War, during the Nazi occupation of the Netherlands. 4 ammunition boxes, apparently full of polished and uncut diamonds, gold, silver, watches, and jewelry. The map has just been released, and treasure hunters and gold diggers from right across the Netherlands have descended on this small village. So initially, the villagers were quite excited in Oman to see their village featured. Not so much now that people have been appearing armed with metal detectors and spades digging up their gardens. Metal detectors are actually banned in the area as of October. So people have been turned away by the council. A few fines have been issued as well. But given the potential discovery here, it's unlikely to stop these treasure hunters from trying their luck. And if they do find anything, it was actually highly unlikely because the area was scoured just after the Second World War, after this was initially revealed. The map has been released this week after the time with which it could be kept secret or undercover expires 75 years, I think it is. So it's free and available for anyone to go and have a search, although the council is urging people to stay away.
Do you want to go to the Netherlands and hunt for some? Speaking of Indiana Jones, this sounds like the 6th movie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm busy booking my flights right now. KLM has a direct from Los Angeles to Amsterdam, and this town is approximately a 30-minute train ride from Amsterdam.
Wanted to go to
So
Amsterdam. Let's go and bring our metal detector. Well, we'd have to bring like stealth metal detectors, like those little wands, because
totally fine, totally fine. You're going on this trip with me?
Are you good at reading well, I assume so.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure all of this out.
Yeah.
All I know is I need to secure $1,000 for this round trip plane flight.
Are you good at reading a 75-year-old map? German, probably.
I love decoding and reading maps. So yeah, let's go do it. Let's do it. I love the Netherlands anyway. So yeah, it's just an excuse to get there.
Telling you that you shouldn't. Like the Netherlands are like, stay away. It's not here. People are digging up people's gardens.
I know. See, that's just wrong. Because that's just intrusive.
My petunias.
Now
is Dutch gardens like big Dutch? What isn't like flower? All the bulbs that you want grow in the.
The tulip bulbs. The tulips aren't actually from the Netherlands. They were imported from Istanbul.
Ah, interesting.
Oh yeah. That happened in the 1400s.
We're going in there digging everything up. Look at
Yeah, I know. The possibility that the treasure is still there is probably pretty low, but man, can you think about it? It's like the movie National Treasure. Like I want all that money. I want all that treasure. That sounds awesome. But that if someone does find it, that the Dutch government's probably just going to take it.
Yeah.
Because it's all stolen. It's all stolen gold and jewelry and stuff anyway. It's not like this is, it's from, most likely it's just all of the riches that the Dutch people had when Germany invaded. They took it all and then.
There's no finders keepers here?
Oh, there's finders. Like, if you, I think that there is a percentage that the finders get to keep in the event that they detect treasure or find treasure. It's different from country to country, and it's different in maritime law. But they'd get something, just not all of it.
That dang maritime law.
I know that dang maritime law that the Dutch probably invented because they were the shipping capital of the world.
That's how you get out of a traffic ticket in court. You claim maritime law.
Maritime law. I don't think that's gonna work.
When you buy those DVD or CDs from long ago, that was like, here's listen to this and read it back word for word in court. A lot of it is like, well, your flag has the yellow things on the side of it, which makes it a maritime flag, which makes you.
Oh, please. No, that's not gonna work. They would laugh you out of court and then fine you for taking all their time. It's fine. But man, I would, treasure hunts come up every now and then. And there was a big one.
We never hear the end of it. We never hear if they found anything, Oh,
there was a big one recently where someone claimed that they found it. And the person who had hidden the treasure claimed that the person that claimed that they found it did in fact find it. It was like $1 million prize. So I don't know. Like treasure hunting sounds interesting. I would really like to do it. There's, have you heard of Oak Island?
No.
Okay, so Oak Island, there's a treasure pit there.
Is it far from us?
Oak Island?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the other side of the country.
Oh.
It's in Nova Scotia.
Oh, the world.
So for decades and decades and decades, people have thought that there is a treasure hidden there, right? And it was hidden in this pit that had a bunch of traps in it. So when they were digging, they found this pit. They were like, "Oh, we found this treasure. It's this pirate treasure. It's going to be worth billions and billions of dollars in today's money." And they started digging down in it. Well, they hit one of those traps. And the person who had created this pit, this treasure pit, basically had a trap in it that flooded the pit. And now it's inaccessible. So it's interesting. Like these treasure stories are interesting. And this goes all the way back to my love of Goonies. I would love to do a treasure hunt like that.
Well, I'll tell you,
I just don't have the money.
My honeybee homies, when we're not beekeeping, you know what we've been talking about doing? Magnet fishing, which is,
yeah, I heard that's pretty fun.
it's kind of a treasure hunt, although you're probably finding old guns and shopping carts. But if you're down for that, we're getting a little crew together. We're gonna go magnet fishing. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, a bunch of people, I guess, have been pulling up guns and like turning them into the police, and then the police have been matching those guns to like 20-year-old crimes. So you can actually solve some cold cases, Barry, if you find some guns.
Yeah. I'm into it.
Pretty crazy, man. And you're helping clean up the waterways too.
Yes, that's the most important thing, and the money.
And the money.
All right, today's show is brought to you by
Wolf Tracks. Unleash the love. Do a good deed for dogs. Walking with the free Wolf Tracks app helps you earn for your favorite animal charity. Download the Wolf Tracks app, start walking your best friend, and unleash the love for all dogs.
All right, more news on the Barry Funkhauser show. After months of exploring a possible sale of the Los Angeles Angels franchise, owner Arte Moreno has announced that he instead plans on continuing ownership into the foreseeable future. Here's more.
All right, big news from the Angels today in baseball. The Moreno family is ending the exploratory process to sell the team. And listen to this, will continue ownership throughout the 2023 season and beyond. You may recall back in August when owner Arte Moreno stated his intention to sell the Halos. Then shortly after that, baseball gave indications that the team could possibly have new ownership in place prior to the beginning of the 2023 season. Halt the presses. Today, Moreno did a 180 saying, quote, during this process, it became clear that we have unfinished business and we feel we can make a positive impact on the future of the team and the fan experience. This offseason was committed to a franchise record player payroll, and so we still want to accomplish our goal of bringing a World Series championship back to our fans. Well, end quote there. Fans have a lot of hopes for this team, given that love of baseball, but will it translate to success on the field? That is a story we will have to continue to monitor.
Okay, so here's my take on this whole thing with the Arte Moreno thing. I don't know if you heard the news about him putting the team on the market for sale, but way back then, it was probably a year or 2 or 3 ago, everybody smelled that this was just a ploy to try to figure out the value of the sports team. He was never intending to sell it. He was just trying to create more opportunities for networking with people who would buy it. That's my take on it. What do you think? Are you an Angels fan?
No, because the Angels are not in Los Angeles. They are in Orange County, and it's not Los Angeles. Sorry. I get really upset about this. I was
Anaheim. That's another Arte idea.
So this is so dumb. The fact that Major League Baseball still allows the Angels to call themselves a Los Angeles team is just infuriating to me. I grew up down there, right? Orange County isn't definitely not Los Angeles. It's just not. And he did it for, he wanted to get into the media market and all this. It's just so dumb. I really wish they wouldn't have done it. You know why it's the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim? Because in his contract when buying the team, Disney made sure that Anaheim had to be in the name of the baseball club. And then Arte Moreno wanted to screw with everybody and do this. I feel that he put the team on the market and he did want to sell. And he found out that his team isn't worth all that much. And that's why they pulled back. Because I think that he was thinking they were going to get a valuation of like Yankees or Dodgers valuation or Boston Red Sox valuation. No, I think they got half of that. I think they got like half of what the Dodgers cost. Because I just don't think, because baseball's on the downturn and people don't care that much anymore about baseball. Viewership's always down. In-person attendance is down and it just continues to go down. I think that, I think he wanted to sell, and he just like could not find anyone willing to pay anywhere close to what he wanted.
Yeah, because you remember the Dodgers were up for sale, and then I think Magic bought a portion of it. A bunch of people came in and invested in the Dodgers and made it a lot more enjoyable experience to go to a game. And I think that was his intentions. He wanted to gain some investment opportunities, but I don't think anybody wanted to. You know what I mean? Like
I said, nobody cares. Outside, baseball is it's sad because it was my favorite sport, but it's a dying sport. Kids aren't playing baseball. They might return to baseball because I think a lot of parents are pulling their kids from football. It's been proven that football is more detrimental to your health in the long term. So we might see a return of kids playing baseball, but I don't think so. I think kids think baseball's boring. And honestly, I even like baseball, and baseball's boring. It takes a long time. It's a very, very slow moving game. And it doesn't really match up with the sensibilities of today's youth and all of the instant gratification and OCD that people have in society today. People want to see, it's kind of the same reason why basketball has seen a big push for offense recently. Usually basketball games were lockdown affairs, and you would see, the Magic Johnson Lakers taking on the Larry Bird Celtics back in the 80s. And, a high scoring game was in the 90s. And now a low scoring game is like in the hundreds. We got basketball scores of like 135 to 121, and that's like normal now. You know why? Because nobody in the NBA plays defense, because fans come to see the offense. Fans want to see high-scoring games. They don't want to see the boring defensive lockdowns. So sports just in general is changing. Football, I could say the same thing. Games are much more high-scoring now than they were 20 years ago. So the sports are changing based on what fans want, and I don't think that's necessarily great for any of these sports. So for Arte Moreno to think that the Angels were going to bring him billions and billions of dollars in a sale, I think that's pretty delusional.
Yeah, I lost faith in the Angels back in the 90s when they happened to have a timeshare company there, and my dad
What?
Yeah,
there was a timeshare company over by Angel Stadium
during the game selling timeshare. This was 90s when it was hot, timeshare, and they were preying on drunk sports fans investing in this timeshare that we still annoyingly have and we still annoyingly pay for after like 30 years.
Where's the timeshare at? Did they like try to sell you timeshares for like spring training and stuff?
Oh no, we go every year. It changed hands like several times, but now I think it's a Hilton property. But we go up to Avila Beach, which is near San Luis Obispo, and we go every year for a week. And
you bought a timeshare in San Luis Obispo?
Well, you could pick. There's several properties, but the one we like is in Avila Beach. But, I just think that's not the right forum to sell somebody something long term. After you have like 12 years and you're like, my team is scoring, I'm going to, timeshare. It's like selling somebody, like organ donors on, like it's like crazy stuff, man. And I was
have a beer and put your name down for a liver donation when you die.
Yeah. Here, have several beers and then sign this and then give us X amount of money for the rest of your life. And you can stay in a room once a year if you want to. It's crazy that they did that. And I've never seen it since or anywhere else. And now
it's so weird.
Those ads that say like, have you been taken advantage of by your and can you not get out of it? Well, call us and we'll get you. And it's like one of those situations. It's crazy, man. So F the Angels. and the ownership. Except
I got my timeshare. I mean, the vacation club's a little different than a time, but it's basically the same thing. I just can choose to go to hundreds of different properties and not just one.
Oh, we can go to different ones. It's just
you can.
Or normal. Ever since they kept selling it, because it kept changing names, and it's like, congratulations, you're now part of XYZ company, and here's all our properties. And then 6 months later, congratulations, you're part of this one, and here's more. We're like, F all this. We're just going to keep going to our same one because it's nice there. It's 4 hours away, 3 hours away. And it's a good little vacation spot. You don't have to fly to. It's consistent. You know where you're going. As you get older, it's okay.
Yeah, it's the getting older thing. I think that's the thing that hit us for the timeshare. We just wanted a more consistent vacation experience than trying to find a good hotel. We got burned a couple times in Hawaii. Pictures always look great online, and then you get there and you're like, wow, this is the dinkiest little hotel, and there's no amenities at the facility and stuff. And so we're just like, no, if we're gonna spend money on a vacation, we want to make sure that we're getting a vacation that we enjoy. So it's nice that you found a spot, Avila Beach, if you like it and it's good for you, and it hits all the pressure points that you want for a vacation. Do it, man. Do it. That's why we went with Marriott Vacation Club, because we were like, here's an interesting caveat to owning a timeshare. If you want to give it to your children, get in line, because it is the hardest. It is the most difficult thing to bequeath. I think that's the word. Bequeath your timeshare next of kin, because next of kin, you need birth certificate, you need like 3 forms of ID, you need like everything on file there. And you need to do it with the parent in person, like not on the phone. Wow.
It's like they make that the most difficult thing for an older person to do in timeshare, is to hand it off. It's amazing. It blew me away. It's like, oh, what? You can't just do it in a phone call? Oh, no, they need like, there's no end to their need. And I learned something about it. It's like, oh, okay, well, they don't want to. They don't want this next of kin. That's like the least favorable option for a timeshare company.
Yeah, because they want to invoke the rule where you have to sell back at what you bought at. Yeah. Because then they get it back cheap. But if you continue to just hand it off, generation to generation, it's like the timeshare becomes more valuable to your family, because then you're only paying dues and fees. You already paid off the principal. And so then your week vacation only costs like $500 a year instead of like $15.
Nobody wants that. No, thank you. Helping out the consumer? Get out of here. All right. Anyway, more news. A portion of the Pacific Ocean along Torrey Pines down near San Diego turned pink last Friday morning during the first phase of a science experiment, according to the Scripps Institution of Oceanography at UCSD. Here's more.
Well, if you're up in Torrey Pines and think the water looks a little pink, it's okay, because it's supposed to look like that. The pink hue is part of an experiment between the Scripps Institution of Oceanography and the University of Washington.
Yeah, so pink dye was released into the water in and around the Los Penasquitos Lagoon, allowing researchers essentially to track what happens when fresh water reaches the surf zone, part of their research in the water.
Do you know where this is, Joe? You used to live down there.
Torrey Pines? Yeah, there's a huge golf tournament there every year.
Is it right there on the coast?
It's that, I think that's where, Torrey Pines Golf Course is, there's a couple of holes that are closer to the coast.
I just love experiments, Joe. I love when people get together and say, we think we can do something if we try this. And then you have to ask a bunch of organizations to approve the try. And then you do it. And then everybody freaks out. And then months later, you have like your answer. I think that whole thing is just fascinating to me,
Oh, yeah. No, I love it. Oh, and I love the Scripps Institute. I love all the work that they do. They do great work.
I don't know nothing about Scripps.
Oh, really? Oh, man, you should check it out. They do if you like these types of experiments and looking into the ecosystems of coastal waters, man, the Scripps Institute is for you. check it out, man. They have some really, really good stuff, especially like online. You can look at all their white papers and stuff. Real fun stuff. And they're located right in like the La Jolla area. So, and if you've never been to La Jolla in San Diego and done, I recommend.
I've never been able to find La Jolla. I always end up in La Jolla, and I don't know where I am.
It's the same thing. Just stop it.
Oh, it is?
You've lived in California your whole life. You know how to pronounce La
But
Jolla.
embarrassingly, it took me too long to figure out that was pronounced La Jolla.
La Jolla.
La Jolla?
La Jolla. Yes, La Jolla in San Diego. No, I would recommend going down to La Jolla Shores, and there is a kayak tour that you can take, and they'll take you over to the La Jolla Caves, and that is a breeding ground for seals. So you can like go and check out a bunch of seals and stuff. The guides tell you all about the La Jolla Water Quality Protection Area, which is that entire bay right there. It's really nice. I really, really recommend it. So please go try it out. And then maybe you'll see the pink water.
Yeah. And don't freak out when you see it, because it's an experiment. I wonder what they're going to
experiments.
They're trying to figure out how water gets to the ocean. What happens?
No, they're trying to figure out what happens when fresh water meets salt water, ocean water, and how far brackish water goes back into the river system.
Yeah, valuable information.
You have no idea what I just
said. I think I know what brackish water is. We don't want that. So
yeah, you don't want that. It's actually the the Sacramento Delta actually had some issues with brackish water not that long ago. It's not good when salt water gets way up a river system because it kills a lot of stuff, and we don't want that.
I see. All right, well, keep going, scientists, and teach us more about everything. And we'll be back with Chase Shumway. Chase Shumway from Las Vegas, Nevada. He's a awesome person, and we're going to ask him a couple of things, specifically about the CBS rebranding of all of their local channels. And the second thing, I can't remember exactly what we were going to ask him about, but
Twitch video gaming.
That's right. Yes, and a lot more. Oh, yeah, The Last of Us. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk.
Oh, right. Yeah, because he did play that game, and he Twitch streamed it. So, yeah, that's going to be a good one.
It's all going down tomorrow. This is the Barry Funkhauser Show.